Good morning, dear friends. Our Pew of Trust today is lesson 16 called Act with Trust. Everyone in life is graced with just and necessary opportunities for awakening their divine nature within them. If you analyze your story and find joy and deception, dramas and failures, you will find yourself in the midst of natural human battles, which involve all on the path of progress. If you suffer pain during an unexpected trial, trust your prayers. If you face a challenging infirmity, face it with trust. If you are visited by illness that brings an end to your days, surrender with trust. If you are tormented by obsessive thoughts without rest, trust while medicating yourself. If you are lacking strength to fulfill your wished for dreams, make efforts with trust. If you are unable to find solutions for problems that appear to be unsolvable, formulate your questions with trust. If the trial of an unexpected abandonment and desertion visits you, trust your love for yourself. In every trial and with each challenge, trust that God is found preparing His children for a successful self-illuminating venture. Even when there are unnecessary trials or self-imposed pain, trust that God is found watching, guarding, and encouraging you to take a progressive journey in search of yourself. Thus, no matter where you find yourself or whatever is experienced, trust and work, because trust is a sign of your understanding of both divine wisdom and love, which sustains all like an emblem of the Lord. This is such a beautiful and profound passage or page, right? That he speaks again about our relationship with God. To trust requires that prior to trusting that there is an actual relationship. In order to trust God, we have to have a relationship with God. God needs to be part of our lives. So perhaps the first step in trusting is finding God in our own lives, opening space to connect to this idea and to this sentiment, the sentiment of this higher force, of this higher power. To me, sometimes it helps when I stop and I look at the beauty of a flower or the majesty of a tree or the beauty of a bird or anything in nature, even myself, right? We are also children of God and the beauties of our physical body. So it doesn't take much to observe how incredibly complex and beautiful and harmonic the universe is. That idea helps me to understand that the vision, the impression, the perception, better say, of this harmony and chaos is very narrow, and we perceive chaos and we experience lack of control once we lose sight of our relationship with God. Once we lose sight of this incredible power that is organizing everything outside and everything in nature, and we are part of nature. So our lives are organized, directed by this higher source of power. So the lesson invites us to trust. But again, to trust, God needs to be there in your life somewhere. So the job is to connect with this idea, with this sentiment, most importantly. Besides knowing, and there's only so much that we can know, it's important that we feel and that we develop within our souls the trust that God in the universe is always at all times conspiring for our betterment and for our happiness. So I wish you a day filled with this sentiment that can help us to navigate the most difficult times, the most challenging moments, knowing that right now we are taking a step forward to a better place, to a better condition.